This is Bloons Tower Defense 5's Platinum Trophy. To get it, I have to beat all 63 maps, complete 250 random challenges, and pop over 50 million balloons. And these aren't even the hardest trophies. Essentially, the idea behind BTD is to defend ourselves against incoming rounds of balloons. To do that, we need to place monkeys and other sentries that are known as towers. Now, being rank 1, we had a limited selection of towers that we could choose from. So our main objective for now was to rank ourselves up, which will allow us to not only unlock all the different towers in the game, but also their upgrades. The best way to rank up is to simply pop as many balloons and beat as many maps as we can. At this stage, all the difficult maps were locked, requiring us to work our way through the beginner and intermediate ones first. By doing this, I started to get familiar with the game and develop some basic strategies. Something I quickly found out is that certain balloons can only be popped by specific towers. For example, on round 24, we have to face our first camo balloon, which can only be popped by ninja monkeys and towers that have camo detection upgrades. Then on round 28, we see our first lead balloon, which can only be popped by explosions and elemental attacks such as magic, fire, and ice. But things only really get tough when you start to face the Moab class balloons. They are essentially giant blimps that are filled with layers upon layers of balloons. And why I bring this up is that we have to pop 250,000 camo and lead balloons and over 5,000 Moabs for these trophies here. Thankfully, these are things that we would be constantly chipping away at just by playing the game. Anyway, as we started clearing through the different maps, we started earning a currency called tokens. We can then take these tokens to the monkey lab and buy different upgrades to give us some handy boosts. But more importantly, earning our 50th one would net us our very first trophy.
Yo, a token of my affection. There we go, that's our first trophy. That is collect 50 tokens. Sweet.
For the trophy role reversal, we need to complete any track in reverse. And all that does is make the balloons come from the opposite direction of the map. And depending on the map, this can be quite difficult. But lucky for us, we did it on Monkey Lane, making this a walk in the park.
And there we go, role reversal. Complete any track in reverse.
Something you may have noticed is that every time we beat a map, we are rewarded with a medal. We would get a bronze medal for completing a map on easy, silver for doing it on medium, and then gold for beating a map on hard. And this is where the first grind of this platinum trophy begins, as we need to earn not just 5 or 10, but 50 gold medals, meaning we have to beat 50 out of the 63 possible maps on hard. On average, it takes roughly 15 minutes to beat a track on hard, and that's because unlike playing on easy, we have to make our way through 85 rounds instead of 50. On top of that, we start out with less lives, and all the towers and their upgrades cost more money. But to save some time, I decided to invest in something called Fast Track. This would allow me to skip the first 25 rounds of any map and begin with $5,000 cash. And before the "that's cheating" comments come in, it's seriously impossible to lose lives before round 25. They're that easy. So this isn't a game-breaking exploit by any means. It's just a massive time saver. Our strategy going into this was to immediately place down a ninja monkey and then a wizard. With these two towers alone, you can pretty much make it to round 40 with ease. Whilst we let these two cook, we made sure to start getting a banana farm working for us in the back, which will slowly round by round generate more money for us to spend on towers and upgrades. And the tower that we chose to spend this hard-earned cash on was the balloon chipper. Now hear me out, the guy who discovered milk, he probably doesn't get enough credit. Well, that man pales in comparison to whoever it was that invented the balloon chipper. See, the balloon chipper, well, it might just be the strongest tower in the game. And here's why. See, just like the man who discovered milk, the balloon chipper excels at one thing: sucking. This tower literally sucks up balloons and shreds them to pieces, then spits them back out. And after getting the super wide funnel upgrade, this thing is capable of sucking up Moab class balloons. And once we start moving up to the higher rounds, the Moabs start getting a bit stronger, because at round 60, we are introduced to BFBs, which have 4 Moabs inside of them. But to beat a map on hard, we need to get past round 85. which has a Oh My God. Now these suckers have 4 BFBs inside them, which all have 4 Moabs inside of them. So yeah, it's pretty big, but it ain't big enough for the balloon chipper. This thing can literally suck the soul out of the biggest balloon in the game, and thanks to it, it made completing all these maps on hard a breeze. Gold beginner, let's go. That's 10 gold medals. Yo, gold amateur, that is 20 gold medals in single player. Let's go. Yeah, gold pro. Now while smashing through these maps, we were also able to earn some other unique trophies. Yo, infrared, what's that for? Pop 250,000 camo balloons. There we go. Yes, Moab Assassin. Destroy 5,000 Moabs. Around this time, I also decided that I wanted to make it to round 100, just to say that I had done that. And at round 96, we managed to pop our 2000th BFB, which earned me the trophy BFB Brawler. Moving on, we were finally up to some of the more difficult maps, but with the Ninja Wizard Chipper combo, we were still finding little to no trouble in clearing through the tracks. And soon enough, we managed to conquer our 50th map on hard. Let's go! Gold Olympian! We got 50 gold medals. Oh my god, that took like 15 hours. Let's go! Next, we decided to head into the challenges menu where we could find special missions. There are 10 of these in total, with each mission having a specialized set of rules that we must follow. And as a bonus, completing each one of these would reward us with a separate trophy, with another one for completing them all. The first one we chose to tackle was Full House, where we have to beat Park Path on medium. However, we can only have a maximum of 5 towers on the track at any given time. And to start things off, we decided to use the Monkey Engineer, which has the ability to summon additional turrets which can provide extra popping power. Now normally the Engineers are a mid-level tower at best, but we activated the Engineer's specialty building, which turns this thing into a beast. And just like the Engineer, nearly all the other towers in the game have their own specialty building, and we have to purchase and max them all out for another trophy. But we were going to save that one for down the line. Thanks to the Engineer's workshop, our Engineer would be able to build super sentries, which not only shoot faster, but are also able to pop lead balloons, meaning that we could pretty much solo with just the Engineer for a long time. Because of this, we could start placing banana farms to generate additional money in the earlier rounds. We eventually got ourselves a ninja to help pop the camo balloons, and sold one of our farms to get ourselves a good old balloon chipper. With 2 maxed out farms, we had more money than we could spend, so we eventually sold both of those and bought ourselves a Spectre and a couple super monkeys. And in no time, we had completed our very first special mission. Yeah, Full House. That was so easy. Let's go. If that was easy, I don't know how to describe the next mission, because in Moab Madness, we have 50,000 cash to defeat 50 Moabs. So all we did was buy and upgrade 3 super monkeys, and 18 seconds later, we got our next trophy. Hey, that was even easier than the first one, and the first one was fucking easy. Next, we had Protect Monkey Town, where we have to defend this monkey village in the middle from balloons coming in on both sides. With the Monkey Engineer strategy, we were once again able to farm our way up to afford stronger towers, and soon enough, the trophy was ours. Monkey Town, there we go. For there can only be one, we had to defeat balloon circles on hard, but we could only use one of each different tower. So pretty much, we just farmed our way up and literally maxed out every single tower we could, which was more than enough to take out the Oh My God on round 85. There we go, Highlander. Covert Pops was our first real challenge, as it replaces all regular balloons with camo balloons. And to top it off, we only have 1 life. So as anyone would, I decided to place down ninja monkeys, and I was smooth sailing until we hit round 28, where the lead balloons turn into camo lead balloons. But luckily, I was able to use a submerged monkey sub, which strips the camo off incoming balloons, which seemed to work until it didn't. But on our next attempt, instead of having 1 monkey sub, I had 2, meaning that there were 2 opportunities for balloons to be stripped of their camo, allowing for my towers like the Monkey Engineers and Super Monkeys to pop all the balloons, leading us to victory. Let's
go. Covert Ops. That was like the hardest one, I reckon, by far. That was the hardest one.
Next, we had Wizard Lord, which in my opinion is the hardest special mission in the game. See, in this map, we start out with a Super Wizard, which is fully maxed out with both Tornado and Fire abilities, making it extremely overpowered. But using a tower like this comes at a cost, as in every second round, we have to sacrifice our most expensive tower. So there was really no point in using good or expensive towers. So what we did was spam the literal cheapest tower in the game, Dart Monkeys. And eventually, with enough cash flow, we nearly had the screen filled with triple dart Monkeys. And then to deal with the Moabs, we started spamming Moab Mauler cannons, which were able to take out the BFBs that come out on round 30, allowing us to beat this mission. Now, we weren't quite finished with the Wizard Lord, because if you recall to earlier in the video, I mentioned that for a trophy, we have to pop 250,000 camo and lead balloons. Well, we had already popped the camo balloons, but I knew we still had a lot of lead balloons to pop. See, in a traditional 85 round map on Bloons, you will face a total of 277 lead balloons, meaning we would have to beat 902.5 tracks on hard to get 250,000 pops, which probably explains why only 0.8% of players have this trophy. But thanks to the Wizard Lord, there is a way that we can cheese our way to getting this trophy. See, on round 14 of this special mission, we have to face 42 lead regen balloons. When we pop a layer of this balloon, it will become a black, then pink, then yellow regrow balloon. But every 3 seconds, it regrows a layer. And with this exact setup here, we would be able to trigger an infinite loop of regen balloons, allowing us to constantly be popping leads. Basically, the leads come down to this point here, where they are popped by both the Arctic Wind Ice Tower and the Wizard Lord. But thanks to the Wizard's Tornado ability, they are then sent immediately back to the start of the map. This is where our glue gunner would then slow them down just enough for them to regen back into leads by the time they reach this point here, where the cycle would then repeat itself again and again and again. Now, I definitely didn't come up with this. In fact, there are dozens of videos on YouTube highlighting this exact method. But pretty much from here, we can AFK for a couple hours, and when we return, we should fingers crossed have popped 250,000 lead balloons.
Alright, so I've kind of let this run for like 4 hours. So fingers crossed the trophy should pop. There we go. Steely, we have popped 250,000 lead balloons. And the Impoppable. That is for popping 50 million balloons. Let's go. 2 trophies for the price of 1, baby. We take that. We take that.
No Escape isn't your normal tower defense challenge, as the balloons don't have an exit point. Instead, they continuously go around in a circle. But here's the catch. We have 30 seconds to pop all the balloons that come out. For every second after that, we start to lose lives. So essentially, this mission was a race against the clock.
7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah! So close.
Thanks to an army of Moab Maulers, we were finally able to pop the Oh My Gods and BFBs that were slowing us down at the end. And doing so earned us the trophy, No Escape. To complete Short-Lived, we had to beat Monkey Lane on medium, but any tower we placed would disappear after 10 rounds. So we had to carefully track down what rounds we placed each tower and made sure that we sell that tower before it disappears. And then we just placed it down again. This mission wasn't overly difficult, it just required more brain power than you would think. But soon enough, we completed it and earned our next trophy. Special mission number 9 was fast upgrades, and I kinda lost the footage. But all we had to do was beat 5 unique rounds on the map Castle, and at the end of each round, our towers received a free bonus upgrade. So what we did was made sure that we had the most expensive upgrades available, and come the final round, we had a fully upgraded monkey sub. This meant we could use its ability First Strike capability, which is able to one-shot Moab class balloons, and this secured us the win and the trophy. Our final special mission was Special Agents Only, which requires us to use, well, Special Agents Only. These agents are pretty much towers that can be bought for monkey money instead of the in-game cash, and they all have a variety of different abilities. Some are able to pop balloons, whilst others serve as more of a utility tower. The Monkey Farmer is a prime example of that, as when placed least, it will collect bananas, aka money, that our banana farms produce. Not only that, but there is also a trophy which requires us to get all of these agents to their pro status. And this can be achieved by using each agent a certain amount of times. And because of this, I might have gone a bit overkill with the agents in this mission, as I kinda filled the screen with them. And soon enough, I was able to beat the 50th round, which earned us a trophy for not only beating this mission, but also one for completing every special mission in the game. With all the special missions out of the way, it was time to tackle one of the biggest grinds in the game: random missions. There are 250 of these total, and we have to complete every single one for the completely random trophy. These random missions are essentially challenges on various maps where we have certain restrictions and limitations set in place to make our life a living hell. Some of these challenges aren't too difficult, but then you have ones like Bomb's Glue Village, where you have to defeat Castle, an expert difficulty track using only bomb towers and glue gunners. And this one took me 8 attempts to beat. So by no means were these going to be a walk in the park. But it didn't take long for us to be hit with a small dopamine rush for completing our 10th random mission.
Somewhat random.
And then about 6 hours after that, we would beat our 50th random mission. Now, something that was beneficial about this grind is that it allowed us to pop a ton of balloons. And we were able to get the hard baked trophy for popping over 250,000 ceramic balloons. And not long after that, we managed to beat our 100th random mission. Let's go! Persistently random 100 random missions. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of fails whilst playing these missions, and I genuinely had to rely on guides on YouTube to get me through half of them. And the main reason for that was because some missions you had to use specific towers and their abilities just to beat the map. And that was definitely the case for our 200th mission, Chemical Warfare, where we had to beat Snake River on hard using only mortars, glue gunners, aces, and dartling gunners. And to actually beat this map, you had to rely on the Monkey Ace's Ground Zero ability. This ability instantly deals 350 damage to all the balloons on the screen. And because we lacked Moab popping power, we had to rely solely on it to get us through the tougher rounds. Now, going into round 85, the So My God round, I had 4 Ground Zero aces. But see, abilities, they have a cooldown. And I had just used 3 ground zeros to get through the last round, meaning that I have to pray that the abilities will cool down in time to pop all the balloons on the screen. So as the Oh My God made its way down the map, it didn't take 1 or 2, but 3 ground zeros to pop it. And with 4 BFBs only needing to make it around this small bend, things weren't looking good. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Oh, let's go! Oh, how close was that? That adrenaline rush was exactly what I needed to help push me through the final 50 round of missions. And lucky for us, the final one was Pirates and Ninjas, which was extremely easy, as thanks to the Pirate Cove specialty building, our Buccaneers became super overpowered, allowing us to smash through these 65 rounds with ease. I think we're good here. Yes, yes, entirely random, man. Oh my God, I spent like 40 hours doing these challenges, man. Like 40 hours, man. 250 random challenges, and we've done it. Let's go! I was so happy to see that grind behind me, but the one I was about to embark on would make what we just went through look like a piece of cake. Earlier, I briefly touched on these upgrades in the Monkey Lab, and how here I could spend the tokens I earned to improve things such as attack speed, pierce, and even the amount of cash we start with. Something I didn't point out is that there are 7 trophies tied to fully maxing out each of these categories. Now you might be thinking, well, they're all level 8 out of 8. Isn't that maxed out? No. Not even close. See, there are a bonus 5 levels for each of these categories, and just to be able to upgrade to level 9, we have to first unlock Beginner Track Mastery. This is where the real grind is, as to unlock this, we have to beat every beginner track on every difficulty, and that's just to get to level 9. To fully max these out, we need to get to level 13, which requires us to unlock Mastery Mode on every track difficulty, meaning we have to literally beat every single map, beginner all the way to extreme, on every single difficulty. You want to know why BTD 5 is 115 hour plat? Well, this is why. See, lucky for us, we've already chipped away at a lot of this grind. For instance, already having 50 gold medals for beating map on hard, and having a bunch of medium and reverse and easy maps already done. The real struggle would come with beating maps on Impoppable. Impoppable is the hardest difficulty in the game, and it's not hard to see why. Compared to medium, towers and upgrades cost 20% more, all balloons travel 25% faster, and Moab class balloons have twice as much health. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that on round 85, instead of having one oh my god, we have to face 5. How this game is meant for kids on the iPad, I will never understand. Something positive is that when we beat our first map on Impoppable, we would earn ourselves a trophy, and we would get another one for doing it 25 times. So for my first Impoppable map, I decided to really test myself. Jump off the deep end, you might say. And that's because we were going to be kicking things off in, nope, not Monkey Lane, but Tar Pits. Arguably the hardest Bloons Tower Defense map in not just this game, but the entire series. The reason this map is so hard is because there are 5 different points where balloons come out from, and all they have to do is make their way around these circular paths, and we lose. Because something I also forgot to mention is on Impoppable, we only have 1 life. So if one red balloon gets through, it's game over. I figured that I needed to cover each of these entrance points, and the best way, and really only way to do that, was dart monkeys. So I equipped the dart monkey specialty building, which not only allows our dart monkeys to pop lead balloons, but also lets us start with a free dart monkey and gain an extra one every 10 rounds. But even with this, I was struggling. What? Oh my god! No! Oh! Alright. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. I feel like, no. No! Oh! This guy's, no, 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 no! You know what makes this even worse is that every time we fail, we have to pay 50 bucks just to retry the map. Yeah, cheers Ninja Kiwi. Fuck! But nevertheless, a few attempts later, we managed to have our best run yet. It's seriously impossible to lose lives before round 25. They're that easy. No, 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 what am I doing? I panicked! I panicked! Oh, I panicked! I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I had to spike it or something. It's the furthest I've made it, man. Camo on 24. Fuck! We were slowly improving and even found some decent success using sniper monkeys, making it all the way to round 37. That hurts, man, that hurts. 37. 37. But after another hour of just misery and failure, I had had enough. So I did something borderline unethical. I bought agents. I know, even I'm disgusted with myself. But with all these tribal turtles, I could do something that was literally impossible before. Farm. I could finally start making money, allowing me to buy some decent towers. But of course, for that to happen, we have to make it past round 24. No, 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 no! I choke every time. Our next attempt was much better, as we made it past the camo on 24 and even all the way to round 63, one of the hardest rounds in BTD 5, having 75 leads and 122 ceramic balloons. And I knew I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, fucking knew it. I knew this round was gonna get me. But next time we were ready, as we invested into 2 robo monkeys and a spectre. We beat it. We beat it! Let's fucking go, man. And then our next hurdle would be round 85 with 5's oh my gods. But we had a plan. See, we had a bunch of monkey subs in the middle, which we can upgrade to get first strike capability. Just like we used in one of the special missions, this ability would save the day for us, as it's able to one-shot oh my gods. So we sold what we needed to, upgraded our subs, and the rest was history. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. And there's one more. And let's go! Poppable! There we go. Achieve glorious victory on any map on Impoppable difficulty. We just did tar pits on Impoppable.
Sure, we used a shit ton of heroes. I don't even care. But we did it. Let's fucking go.
Woo! It came time for me to work my way from beginner down, beating all the maps on Impoppable. And compared to Tar Pits, pretty much everything else was a breeze.
Let's go. Monkey Lane on Impoppable. That was so easy, man. Compared to Tar Pits, that was so easy.
Instead of using ninjas, wizards, and bloon chippers, I slightly changed my approach by starting out with an engineer with its specialty building activated. This allowed me to get farming early, generating some cash. Eventually, I'd buy glue gunners and sniper monkeys to help slow down bloons and pop the stronger ones. Then with all the cash I was making, I would start upgrading super monkeys and even buying a couple specters. To help with the 5's oh my gods on round 85, I would buy a couple cripple Moab snipers. This would stun them in place, allowing for my army of sun god super monkeys to destroy them. And I did this for pretty much every single map, and it didn't take me long to beat my 25th map on Impoppable.
Yay! Nigh Impoppable. There we go. We have earned an Impoppable medal on 25 or more maps. Beautiful.
I also decided to go for the Oh My Godinator trophy, where we have to pop 1000 Oh My Gods. Now with 5 of them coming out at the end of each Impoppable map, I was making alright progress, but I figured I could really smash this one out if I kept playing up to around 120 or so. So I did exactly that, and soon enough, this happened.
Hey, ZOMG and Nader. Yo, let's go.
Beating over 200 maps also allowed us to get a ton of monkey money. So I took this hard-earned cash over to the specialty building store and bought every single one, which in total cost me 80,500 bucks. And after spending all that money, the trophy didn't pop.
What? If this trophy's bugged, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda stressed when this happened. I was probably 95-ish hours into the grind by this point, and to have it all ruined by one glitch trophy, yeah, that would fucking suck. But we carried on, and hoped that it would pop at some point down the line. And by down the line, I mean literally 30 seconds into our very next Impoppable map.
Is it glitched? Surely it's not glitched. What? What? There we go. Ultimate Specialist. Purchase and upgrade to tier 4 all specialty buildings. Why did that pop so late? I'm here thinking that it's a glitch trophy, that now I'm not going to be able to get the plat. But hey, there we go. We finally got it.
We also went for the Ultimate Agent Trophy, where we had to rank all of our agents to pro status. For this, all we had to do was hop into a few different maps and fill the screen with as many agents as we could, eventually unlocking pro on all of them, and of course, the trophy didn't pop again. So just like before, I hopped into another map, and 5 rounds in, we got the trophy.
Yep, there it is. Ultimate Agent. Get all special agents to pro status.
We were slowly ticking down the list of Impoppable maps, earning mastery mode for the beginner, intermediate, and advanced tracks. And then we ran into Down the Drain, which is an expert map. And this map sucks. It's not on the level of Tar Pits, but it's just not an enjoyable experience.
Fuck!
But I'm strangely proud to say that it only took me 10 attempts to beat this map on Impoppable.
Let's go, man! Oh, that map is a bitch.
We only had a few maps left before we had unlocked every single mastery mode. But before we did that, I decided to head over to co-op, because just like there is for single player, there is a handful of trophies related to earning gold medals in co-op. Now how co-op works is I simply log into a second controller, and each player or controller in my case is responsible for one half of the screen, meaning that they can only place towers in their respective half. Now this wasn't overly difficult, but I will say it did get a bit annoying having to constantly swap between controllers. But within a handful of hours, we were able to beat 30 tracks on hard, getting us 5 more trophies.
Let's go. There we are. Gold Co-op Olympian.
With that out the way, it was time to complete the final map in the game, Bloontonium Lab. And beating this map on easy would mean that we had now completed all 63 tracks in the game.
Yeah, Trackstar, let's go.
We then went on to beat it on all other difficulties, including Impoppable.
Yes, let's go.
This means that we had now beat every single map on every single difficulty, unlocking mastery for everything as well as gaining access to level 13 upgrades, which meant that the platinum trophy was now in reach. The only problem was that these final upgrades weren't cheap, costing roughly 60 tokens each. And because I really wasn't in the mood to grind tokens for another 30 hours, I decided to make a backup save in the cloud. From here, I bought all the upgrades I could and then just reloaded the save and did it again. And of course, like a few of the other trophies, these ones also had a delay. So I had to jump into a game on Monkey Lane and wait for the trophies to pop.
Yes, there we go. Money bags. Activate all upgrades for starting cash. Pointy bits. Activate all upgrades for Pierce. Fast and Furious. Activate all upgrades for attack speed. And Long Lived, which is activating all upgrades for starting lives. Yes, Moab Mola. Always on. Let's go. That means we got one more, man. One more.
The final upgrade we need to get is sell price. And after a 113-hour grind, we were finally at the finish line.
There it is. Monkey Tycoon. Activate all upgrades for sell percentage, which can only mean one thing. Monkey Master. There we go. We have platinumed Bloons Tower Defense 5.
Despite how grindy this game was at times, it was actually a blast. And rumor has it that Ninja Kiwi are working on a PS5 port for Bloons Tower Defense 6, which I heard is even bigger than this game. So, like this video if that's something you might want to see down the line. I hope you legends enjoyed this one, and as always guys, take care.